What are your thoughts heading into this one? I think Palace have made it at times, have made Selhurst Park a bit of a fortress, but sort of, they get themselves pumped up for the big games. They're not quite the same side as they have been in previous years. Yeah, what are your thoughts about this one?
Yeah, it's you'd think on paper this is going to be, one of the easier games that City have got right now. Their form is so up and down. I mean, they should have beat Newcastle. They battered them actually. Newcastle were terrible. But obviously you can tell they're really missing Oliseh and stuff like that. He's been a massive blow for them, and it just doesn't feel quite as good right now. And Wharton's struggling to stay fit, isn't he? He's just had a brace, hasn't he, Adam Wharton? I think. Um, and yeah, they're not looking good. I mean, we're never good away at Selhurst Park. But this is they seem to be a very different side every single time we play them because the manager changes quite a lot. Um, they've not picked up on the promise of last season yet. They've definitely dropped off a cliff a little bit under Glasner, and obviously last season looked really good towards the end of it, in particular, playing really good football with some good young players. But I feel like Oliseh's departures really hit them actually. I don't think Mateta's kept up quite the same goal scoring form as he did towards the end of last season either. So. I'm hoping, like, the ideal scenario for me is that City actually have a reasonably reassuring performance against Forest. Even if you don't win it, it's a game where City. I'm hoping it's one of those things where City feel like they should have won it, if that makes sense. Well, actually, even if it's 1-1, be like, well, we actually created more chances for once and we controlled the ball. Just, I'm hoping it's that kind of game, and this could then be the one where we do go and get a little bit of success because, given their current form, I think they'll be tempted to sit back a little bit, Palace, and I don't fear them in the same way that weirdly I felt feared Bournemouth or feared Forest or whatever or Brighton because I don't think they have that. They've got obviously got Eze and stuff like that, but I don't think they quite have the magic, out wide as some of these sides, and I'm not quite as worried about Tyreek Mitchell bombing forward as I am, Olorena or anyone like that. So it's a little bit different. But we'll see, because everyone's giving us a game right now, So who knows? Maybe they can turn up and if it's ever going to be a side that Palace, will send, if ever going to be a time that they'll sense blood, it'll be right now, of course. But I actually am reasonably confident for that one. I think City will have enough, and once again, it depends who's fit and who's available. But I think we should. That's when I expect the tide to start turning for City.
Yeah, and you mentioned City's record at Selhurst Park. They've actually won their last two games there. They won 4-2 last season, doing so in April of this year, and then they won by a narrow 1-0 score line the previous season. And they've won seven and drawn three of the last 11 in the Premier League. So it's a decent record for City. Um, could be tricky at times. I think City have maybe struggled to break them down in some games, especially away, but it's one of those games that City were favourites to win. Obviously, not form's not great, but you'd hope that they do. And yeah, hopefully there are brighter days for City just around the corner.